Hey everyone! In today's video, we will continue with the complete data analytics course for beginners part 2. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe for getting more videos. Let's start! We will see first terminologies in data analytics. Observation is a single row or a record of data from the database. Any data can be assumed as a set of observations. Data sampling is a statistical analysis technique used to select, manipulate, and analyze a representative subset of data points. Data sampling identifies patterns and trends in the larger dataset. Datasets is a collection of data or the total data captured about a particular use case. It can hold information such as medical insurance and loan approval records. It is not limited to numbers and text and may include collections of images or videos. The goal of prediction is to move from what has happened to providing the best assessment of what will happen. In the graph, linear prediction technique is used to predict the number of children within different education levels. Types of data. There are 3 types of data: structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. For structured data, it is the data that is processed, stored, and retrieved in a fixed format, for example, employee details. For unstructured data, it is the type of data that lacks any specific form or structure, for example, email. And for semi-structured data, it is the data type containing both structured and unstructured data, for example, CSV and JSON documents. Analyzing unstructured data. About 80% of business data is unstructured, text-heavy, and contains data such as dates, numbers, and facts. Internally generated information is considered unstructured as the intelligence doesn't fit neatly into a database. Primarily used for BI and analytics but not for transactions processing applications. Do you know the difference between qualitative data and quantitative data? Qualitative data collection is unstructured. It asks why. It cannot be computed as it's not statistical. It develops initial understanding and defines the problem. What about quantitative data? Data collection is structured. It is all about how much or how many. It is statistical and is about numbers. It recommends the final course of action. Data levels of measurements. It is a classification that describes the nature of information within the values assigned to variables. First, nominal. In nominal level of measurements, numbers in the variable are used to classify data. But ordinal level of measurements depicts ordered relationship among the variables observations. For interval, the interval level of measurements classifies and orders the measurements, but in the ratio level of measurements, observations can have a value of 0. For normal distribution of data, normal distribution is also known as Gaussian distribution or bell curve. Most of the natural phenomena and occurrences follow bell curve. It is denser at the center and has equal mean, median, and mode values. It is continuous and have tails that are asymptotic. It is a perfectly symmetric, bell-shaped distribution curve with only one peak. It is the most important probability distribution in statistics. In the last part of this video, we are going to see 3 statistical parameters: mean, variance, and standard deviation. Mean is the average of all data points for a given set of data. It is used to derive the center tendency of the data. It is measured by adding all data points and dividing the sum by the number of data points. For the variance. Variance is the sum of the squares of differences between all numbers and means divided by the number of data points. It gives a measure of how the data distributes itself about the mean. It looks at all the data points and then determines their distribution. And for the third statistical parameters, standard deviation. Standard deviation is the square root of variance and shows how extent to which data varies from the mean. It shows how tightly data points are clustered around the mean. It is more concrete and gives the exact distances from the mean. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments. See you in the next videos, inshallah.